This video is brought to you by the FarmerKlein YouTube channel. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment.
Hello everybody, welcome back to another Farming Simulator 22 map first impressions video. Today we're going to take a look at FS22 My Lands 4X version 1.0.0.3 by Stevie. But before that, this video is brought to you by Bad Habit 99 and CBW Farms LLC. Thank you for being farm barons. So the My Lands 4X map has been released over at YouTube. I will have a link to the specific video that has the download link in its description down in my description. And Stevie has a link to Google Drive, and that is where you can then download the map. This is basically a wilderness map that has been scaled up 4 times. As such, this is a PC-only map because 1, it is a 4X map, and 2, it's released over at Google Drive as opposed to being in the Giants mod hub. Let's go ahead and load in. We are going to be using the mods we typically use when we take a look at maps. That is additional field info, additional game settings, animal food overview, field lease, field calculator, and precision farming. Now, I will tell you, if you load this map up in farm manager mode or start from scratch, you will find that you do own starting machinery. You will own the same starting machinery in all game modes. You do not own any land in those alternate game modes. And likely, as you see in this video, you're probably going to want to start in new farmer mode just so that you own a little bit of land, because the land values are fairly expensive on this map. Now, when you load in for the very first time, you do start here at the vehicle shop. And we have all of our starting machinery lined up here at the front. Let's go ahead and take a look at the map. And as one might expect with a wilderness map, we have vast open areas of grassland already waiting for us to buy, carve up, and make into fields. This map does have all the standard crops available to us in Farm Sim 22. In addition, we also have alfalfa, onion, rye, millet, hops, and poppy. Now, I do have this map loaded up with the premium expansion, so you're also going to see red beets, carrots, and parsnips. If we go ahead and take a look at our lands, you'll see we start out in new farmer mode by owning Farmland ID 1, which is 40 acres in size. It can be bought for $649,000 in any alternate game mode. And then, in addition, we also own the exterior of the map, which is Farmland ID 126, and that can be bought for $0 in all play modes. Let's go ahead and take a look at our farmland lease screen. This is going to show us all of the viable farmlands and then how much they cost. Since this is a wilderness map, there's only one field on the map, and that is in Farmland ID 1. As you can see, we have $3 million, 6.7, 5.7, 6.2, 3.5, 3.2, 19 million, and $10 million. So, as I said, these farmlands are darn expensive. There's no reason really showing you the precision farming soil map because we only have one particular field. This map is making use of the generic soil map. So if you just kind of imagine how that appears, then overlay that on top of the map here, then you'll have a general idea where the various soil types are located. Taking a look at our crop counter, we do have a modified crop counter available on this particular map. And then, of course, we have our growth and plant schedules for our new crops in alfalfa, onion, rye, millet, hops, poppy. Take a look down through our prices screen. You will see that we do indeed have the ability to sell all of the base game crops that are available to us in Farm Sim 22. In addition, we do have the ability to sell our eggs, wool, and milk, as well as our silage, hay, straw, and grass. As we continue down looking through all of the base game productions, we once again continue the trend in having the ability to sell all of our base game productions, which is always a good thing to see on any particular map. In addition, we do have the ability to buy bulk lime, as well as get rid of our stones at 2 different sell points. Now, with respect to the additional crops, we have alfalfa windrow, dry alfalfa windrow, we have onions, rye, millet, hops, poppy, and then productions. We have icing sugar, brown sugar, rainbow frosting, sorghum syrup, molasses syrup, red cabbage, melon, pumpkins, french fries, potato wedges, milkshakes, empty pallets, ice cream, yogurt, barrels, benches, shelf, beer, wine, honey, shine, strawberry wine, whiskey, compost, washed and steamed potatoes, H milk, oil. This map does have anhydrous ammonia available. Then we also do not have the ability to sell any of the platinum expansion production items that are not kind of repeated like the barrels. We do have premium expansion support as far as our crops and production items. And then lastly, if you are playing with pumps and hoses, we do have the ability to get rid of our separated manure. We have a very modest list of starting machinery. Again, it is available in all play modes. It is owned. None of it is leased. We do not have any animals pre-placed on this map. We also do not have any contracts because the only field on this map we own at the start. We do start out owning the BGA. That is the only production facility that we do own at the start. And while this map says it has 100 collectibles, it is actually lying to you. There are not collectibles available on this map. Let's go and take a look at our starting fleet. We start out with the John Deere 7810 medium tractor. We have the John Deere Gator side-by-side as well. We also have the TA 23071 Power Push Plus Brantner trailer. We have the Amazon KG 3001 Super Power Harrow that is typically paired up with the Cynthia 3000 Super Seeder. We have the AgriSim Combat Plow 4-meter variety subsoiler. We have the Amazon ZATS 3200 Fertilize Spreader. We have the F240 Front Mower. And then the Pottinger Balsa Alpine 251 Forage Wagon. And then we wrap it up with an 1800 kilogram front weight. Now, with respect to mods and DLCs, this map does have several bits of modded machinery that is included with the map. We have the Garrote tanker that has been modified to accept all of the various liquid fill types, as well as various sugars here. We have some modified subsoilers. We have a modified grape harvester. And then we have modified Ropa Panther 2s that have been modified to work with additional capacity and speed. We have then Ropa headers for all of these various crops, including the new crops of onions. We have then a compost spreader of various capacities. We have then some modified seeders and planters. And typically what Stevie does is update the speed and storage capacity of these particular units. Now, the starting farm, if you will, is just down from the shop. So let's run down there real fast. We do have a farmhouse. We have a couple silos over here. Everything at this area can be sold. And then in the alternate game modes, a farm manager or start from scratch, this land is completely void of these buildings. So we have our farmhouse with sleep trigger and wardrobe trigger located here at the front door. And over here we have then storage for wheat, straw, pig food, grass, totem mixed rations, and silage. And then we have a buy silo for purchasing various products. Now let's go ahead and take a look at build mode because we have a fair bit of custom buildings also available. So under the sheds, there are several sheds that are included with the map. We have a vehicle workshop trigger. We have a few large machine sheds, some with and without doors. We have a grass, hay, straw sell point that we can put down, as well as placeable sell point for productions and a lakeside snack sell point for some other aspects of the productions. We do have several custom silos as well. We have large bale storage. Several multi-silos that are going to hold fairly large capacities of products. Liquid manure storage. pallet warehouse for distribution and storage. Several containers, farm supplies, free water, large petrol tank, and farm supplies by point. And then we have our trigger for a sleep and wardrobe trigger. We do have several custom productions as well. This map has 15 productions pre-placed and even more productions available in build mode. So we have a homogenizer, 2 different sizes of homogenizer here. We have our potato cleaning that we can put down additionally to what is already on the map. A dairy, small fruit composter. We have a cereal factory, oil mill, large sugar mill. We have a modified bakery, spinnery, grape processing, and then we have production silos for silage, a hay dryer, pig food mixer, fertilizer production, lime production, mineral feed production, seed, manure mixer, total mixed rations mixer, wood chipper, sugar beet chopper, Happy Days brewery. So we have a brewery available to place, as well as a carpentry shop. We do have multiple placeable sell points as well to sell compost and manure. Fast food restaurant for selling various products that we can make on the map. A barn sell point, and then a Mexican restaurant sell point as well. Now this is supposed to be including the building. All I'm seeing here is the trigger. Let's go ahead and just put it down. Yeah, I think maybe, I don't know, something is missing there, or if it's just supposed to be the trigger. We do have a modified greenhouse for the red cabbage. That's going to accept compost, manure, and water. Then this one is going to output melons and onions as well. We have a power generator that we can put down. Various modified animal pens. 500 horse capacity, 500 pig capacity, 500 cow capacity, sorry. 500 sheep, 500 chickens per building. Under others, there are also some custom deco elements that are provided with the map. And then if we go ahead and take a look at landscaping, we do have a fair bit of paintable ground textures as well. So we have our animal mud, asphalt, asphalt alpine, cobblestone, concrete tile. We have our dirt, second form of dirt, forest ground, forest leaves, mixed forest, forest needles, grass, grass cliff, or grass cliff, sorry, dry grass, gravel moss, grassy patch, or patchy grass, various gravels, mixed rock, dark rock, light rock, not the music station, mud puddles, pathway, riverbed, river mud, wet sand, water puddles, and wet mud. And then we do have also some custom plants. In addition to the standard plants and shrubbery, we have daisies, dandelions, bluebell, woodland fern, short deco grass, medium deco with flowers. Try to put some more down so we get those flowers pop. Small and medium bushes. When we can plant cultivated soil, plowed soil, looks like stubble tillage soil, or maybe here we have ridge soil, forest bushes, and forest grass. So it is always nice to see on these wilderness style maps an abundance of paintable textures. Sorry. Ground textures as well as foliage to give us the ultimate in flexibility and really building out our areas how we want to see them. Various gravels. And all of these are using the new texturing techniques, so they will provide you a nice 3D feel to them. And then if you're someone that really doesn't like plowing, well, you can always use the paintable fields in order to just paint your fields directly in. So yeah, we have cultivated soil here. Plowed ground. That is going to be probably stubble tillage. And then we have ridged soil available as well. Now we are going to forego the fly around on this map because we're just going to, or not the fly around, the drive around on this map because we're just going to fly over around the perimeter. As you can see, the interior of the map is just massive open grassland. Flat grassland for you to do whatever you really want with. Of course, you can put in hills, you can terrain the map all you want. If you want to plant trees, go right ahead. You should be good to also plant trees. Although the perimeter of the map does have some trees. So you may run into a tree limit. I'm not sure what the tree limit is and if this map has reached that tree limit or not. But if you do run into tree planting problems, then come out here to the perimeter because you do own the perimeter land. At the start, you will be able to clear some of these trees out. Now, in addition to having 15 production facilities pre-placed on the map, you will see that we also have on the perimeters open areas already set up for you to put additional productions down, be that the ones that are included with the map or ones that you want to add yourself. On the western edge of the map, we have our carpentry. We have our sawmill. And then we have the biogas plant. And I will tell you that since we do own the biogas plant at the start, we can sell everything you see here at the BGA, including the electric charging station and the methane pumping stations, as well as these two 3-sided silage bunkers. So if you wanted to, you could sell this entire thing that you see and put your own biogas plant in, or really then do ultimately whatever you want with this particular land. I've gone ahead and kind of kicked it up into high gear so we can move around the perimeter of the map a little bit quicker here. Coming across the western edge of the map to the northern side of the map, we once again have additional production areas placed down, as well as additional buildable zones. So as far as the 15 productions that are built in, we have the BGA, we have a sawmill, compost and wood chip facility, biodiesel, dairy, carpentry, spinnery, we have a cereal mill, French fry factory, an oil mill, sugar, grape, potato cleaning, as well as a grain mill and a bakery. Now we are on our northern side of the map. We have a hilltop mill sell point. Then we have a composting and wood chipping plant here at the north. And we can tell from the signage here, the left bay is going to be for composting. The right bay is going to be for wood chipping. We will be doing a segment here in a little bit on custom production. If you want to just go ahead and fast forward to that, then there will be a timestamp down in the video description. Now, with respect to our map scoring, we are going to be giving the map a full point with respect to production being built in or areas set aside for such. Because as I said, we have 15 production points built into the map, and we also have plenty of areas set aside because we have the entirety of the 4X map basically to put down productions. But we also own all of the exterior perimeter of the map, and as such, we do have some pre-planned areas that we can put our production down. So here we have our grocery sell point, our fuel point, for the bowling alley sell point, and then we have our bakery production. Further down the eastern edge of the map, we now have our flour mill. Here we have an oil pumping station. We're going to be able to come and collect oil. That is going to be crucial for our diesel production. We have our animal dealer, as well as a sell point here at the animal dealer. Love seeing animated animals at animal dealers. It does give an added level of realism and life to the map. Here we have our dairy. And then the rest of the points of interest are down here along the southern edge of the map. We are going to be giving the map at full point with respect to having the ability to sell all of our basic crops, production items, and animal outputs. In addition, we're going to be giving the map at full point because we do have the ability to customize the main starting area at Farmland ID 1. This map does have a train sell point. We are coming up to the train depot now. So here we have our biodiesel refinery. Our potato wash plant is located right here. We have our grape processing. We have our modified sugar mill. And you will see that in lots of cases, we will not only have the ability to output product on pallets, but we will also have the ability to output product in bulk. We have our oil mill. We have our French fry factory. And then we have our cereal factory. This is going to be our train transfer station and silo. So we're a dump point and fill point for our trailers. And of course the dump and fill point for the train. We have a sell point for various products. Our spinnery. And that is pretty much the map. Now, I do want to do a segment on the custom production, and that's what we're going to go take a look at right now. I've gone ahead and placed down all of the other production items that were in addition to the 15 pre-placed, as well over here on the left. You'll see I've went ahead and placed down the custom animal pins as well, because I did want to take a look and see if there were any specific custom animal food requirements for this map. And other than the fact that we have alfalfa windrow and alfalfa added for our cows, it looks fairly standard. So our silage or grass or alfalfa windrows and mixed rations for 50%. Then we have hay, dry alfalfa, and total mixed rations for 35%. And then mineral feed and total mixed rations for 5%. So TMR is going to give you 100% because it's good for all three of these categories. Sheep, we have grass, hay, dry alfalfa, or regular alfalfa, and then silage. Pigs, well, we have corn, sorghum, or pig food. We have wheat, barley, or pig food. We have soybean, canola, sunflowers, or pig food. And potatoes, sugar beet, washed or steamed potatoes, carrots, parsnips, red beets, or pig food. Horses are going to be oats, sorghum, and carrots. Hay or dry alfalfa, and then carrot, parsnip, and red beets. And then chickens are going to be wheat, barley, or sorghum, or corn and soybeans. Now let's go ahead and take a look at our production overview. Of course, we own the BGA at the start. We've already seen that. We have a placeable milk hydrogenator, where we have our homogenizer, I should say. Milk in, milk out, pretty straightforward. And we have two different capacities of that. We have a small composter. It's going to take straw, grass, hay, wood chip, potatoes, alfalfa windrow, or dry alfalfa windrow, and produce compost out of those things. We have then our dryer, or sorry, not our dryer. That is down here. Grass and alfalfa dryer. We have our fermenting silo to make silage, grass, chaff, alfalfa windrow, or dry alfalfa windrow to make silage and digestate. We have our pig food mixer with various recipes that are going to involve wheat, soybeans, and sugar beets, or barley, corn, and potatoes, or sunflower, sorghum, and carrots, or corn, sunflowers, and washed potatoes, or corn, sunflower, and sugar beet cut, all to get various pig food mixes. We have solid fertilizer out of manure and slurry, solid fertilizer out of manure and digestate, liquid fertilizer out of water and slurry. We can make lime with our stones using our stone crusher. We can make mineral feed out of carrots, potatoes, and sunflowers, or pumpkins, sugar beet cut, and sunflowers. We have seed production where we can take wheat, liquid fertilizer, barley or liquid fertilizer, or oat in liquid fertilizer. We can produce manure from straw and slurry. Total mixed ration production with grass, straw, and silage, or hay, straw, and silage, or alfalfa windrow, alfalfa windrow, straw, and silage, or dry alfalfa, straw, and silage. We do have a placeable wood chipper, so logs and diesel get wood chips. Sugar beet chopper, sugar beet in, sugar beet chopped out. Our brewery is going to take hops and barley to make beer, grapes and sugar to make wine. Honey shine is going to be honey and water. Strawberry wine is going to be strawberry and sugar. And whiskey is going to be rye and sugar. We have various greenhouses that are going to make red cabbage, strawberries, lettuce, and tomatoes out of water, compost, and manure. And then we have another greenhouse that's going to make pumpkin, carrot, melons, and tomatoes, again out of water, compost, and manure. We have our small log production. It's going to take wood and make planks, empty pallets, barrels, wood benches, and wood shelves. Our composting and wood chipping plant is going to take grass, chaff, hay, sugar beet, potatoes, straw, and wood and make that into compost or wood chips. Our biodiesel plant is going to take sunflowers to make diesel, canola make diesel, soybeans to make diesel, or free oil. Remember, we just draw oil out of the ground. We're going to get diesel and then also anhydrous ammonia from that. And then we can take herbicide by taking oil and water and getting herbicide out of that. Our dairy is going to be able to produce yogurt from milk, strawberries, and honey, butter, cheese, chocolate. Milkshakes are going to be milk and strawberry. Then ice cream is going to be milk, strawberry, sunflower oil, eggs, and sugar. We have our fairly standard carpentry here. Our spinnery, cotton and wool, cereal factory. And then we have our French fry production, which is going to be washed potatoes and sunflower oil. Or potato wedges, washed potatoes and sunflower oil again. We have our oil mill. Our sugar mill is going to take sugar beet and make sugar beet cut, and sugar cane, all into sugar. Sugar cane, brown sugar. Going to take sugar cane molasses. It's going to make molasses from sugar cane. Sorghum for sorghum syrup. And then we have sugar beets for beet icing. And then rainbow frosting is going to be our beet icing plus butter plus milk. Grapes, fairly standard there. Potatoes in, washed or steamed potatoes out. We have our grain mill, which is also going to make rye flour. And then our bakery is going to bake our bread, and then various recipes of cake. So here we have strawberry cake, our normal cake recipe in the game. Then we have chocolate cake with brown sugar icing. Carrot cake with brown sugar as well. And then we have our rainbow frosted cake with rainbow frosting and brown sugar. And that is all of the custom productions as well that are available here on the MyLands 4X Wilderness map by Stevie. Now the other scoring metrics to wrap this video up. With respect to buildings where appropriate are using the new texturing technique as well as ground textures, we're going to be giving the map 3/4 of a point there. There are some buildings pre-placed on the map and some buildings that we can put down that are not using the new texturing technique. Some of those buildings include the farmhouse and the shop, for example. And then lastly, player and interactive areas being clearly marked. We're going to be giving the map a full point there as well. Overall, I felt that all of these triggers were very, very clearly marked. Now, before we wrap it all up, I do want to say that be very, very cautious when placing these things down. If you look, this is basically, I mean, if it's not flat, it's very, very subtle. I guess it's not flat, but it's very, very subtle. Roads dip down a little bit, but then the ground comes back up, right? If you look over here, all of these buildings are all placed a little cattywampus. They either like to raise themselves up or sink themselves down into the ground a little bit. So when you are placing these, be very, very careful with respect to putting them down. Save before you do this, because placing these buildings may adjust the terrain around them ever so slightly. And you may need to come in here and then adjust them. Literally all I did was just plop them down. As you can see, they are kind of at various heights. Now I do know that this ground is somewhat sloping down toward the road, but the slope I don't think is really as significant as these building placements are really implying. So that's going to give this map a score of 4.75 out of 5. The only spot really it took any points off was the fact that we've got the old school technique, or the old school flat building textures for the farmhouse, the shop, and a few of these placeables. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below with respect to this particular map. What do you think of a 4X Wilderness map? What do you think of the MyLands map by Stevie? Again, this map can be downloaded over at Stevie's YouTube page. There is a link to that down in the description below. And then in that particular video's description will then be a link to Stevie's Google Drive where you can then download the map. Until next time, happy farming.